Hey, it's Aran here. This is a tech tutorial on Systeme.io and the blog feature specifically. So I'm just doing a migration of a bunch of my content over to Systeme. And I wanted to show you basically kind of what I'm trying to set up, how I'm trying to set it up, so you can understand the features and see how you can create your own blog on Systeme.io. So what I'm actually moving is I have a library of my past email newsletters, basically. So every newsletter that I've written, I have it saved as like in a blog style, but it's actually just the link to my email, my original email that I sent. And since I'm migrating away from this email provider, I want to set it up under blogs, basically. So I'm doing it under Systeme.io, and this is how the process works. So first of all, you got to understand the hierarchy of how the pages work, because a blog, it's funny, the terminology, so you gotta get your head around it. So number one, when you're understanding what a blog is, you need to look at the name first of all. So first of all, let's say we look at the website. The website, let's say, is www. Now in my case, I'm gonna change it in a moment and you'll see it. It's gonna be .comtruthsblog.com and then / and then that is the name of the blog. Okay, so this particular part, this section, the www, that's considered a subdomain. This part is considered the domain, and this is the domain extension. Okay, so it could be .com, .io, whatever. Now this part, it's called the URL slug. That's what that refers to. That's the actual term for it. Okay, so the blog, when you're creating a blog in Systeme, the first thing you need to do is create a blog, and you basically need to first of all choose which domain name you want to give it. So I'm going to choose this one, .comtruthsblog.com, and now I'm going to give it a slug. The blog needs to be given a slug. So I'm going to call it newsletters, okay? And I'm going to give it a name, email newsletters archive, okay? And then this is going to be the URL. Now you've got a bunch of templates. Now what I recommend is you just right click on these ones, and then you can preview to see what they look like, and you can decide which one you prefer. There's different styles and so on. I've already had a look on them, so I kind of know which one's what, and basically I've decided which one I want to go with for this particular scenario. So I'm clicking here on template selected. Now I'm going to click on create. Now that it's creating it, it's going to take a moment. There is the next part of the hierarchy. You need to understand there's 3 parts to the hierarchy, okay? Now, here is the blog. So first of all, if you want to make any changes to these things, you can just go here. This one is duplicating the blog. This is share the link to the blog, okay? So this is, if I share this with you, this is like my affiliate link, I believe. And then this is if I want to view what the blog looks. So it's going to open in a new tab. Okay. Now this domain, it's actually not connected yet, so that's why it's not secure, but it is working. Like if I was to click on this, you'll see it works just fine. I just don't have it connected. So anyway, so here's the thing now. Now what you want to do is you want to click into the blog, and in the blog, you got to understand the hierarchy. First of all, you have default posts right here, default pages, and default categories. Now, personally, I would just delete all of them. Okay, that's my personal preference. Yeah. Now, here's the hierarchy. The pages, think of the pages more so as the home page, as if it is a website, basically. So, for example, the homepage of this newsletter or of this blog is where the first thing is going to show up, and it's going to show you basically what the blog is about and different categories and things like that. Then it could be about, i.e. about the writer of the blog, like who's actually writing these blogs, what's the topic, why is he writing it, what's his background or her background or whatever. Then if they want to have a contact page, you can also have reviews, testimonials. That's kind of what you want to think with. Now you also have this page right here, which is the post list, and that's, again, this is something that you can have as a page or not. Now the individual posts, the blog posts, this is where you would actually write the ongoing content. So the post, you can have dozens or even hundreds of blog posts. And you will notice that the name of these posts is going to be basically dotcomtruthsblog.com/newsletters/name of the blog. So in my case, let's just say that the newsletter, I'm going to pick, this one is called I've Been Struggling With This, I think. That's the name of this one. Let's just have a look. Yeah, I've been struggling with this. So you would say, I've been struggling with this. Okay? And then this will be the name of the title of the blog, and then here you'll have the description. Now click right here and this will kind of explain, and this explain, okay? Choose the image, okay, you can download, and then you can choose the category as well. Now the category will be if you want to categorize it in a certain way. So let me give you an example. If I was to do two different categories, category number one will be newsletters, i.e. emails that I've written as an ongoing broadcast to my audience, like in real time I want to give an update. I can also have category number two, which is called soap opera email sequence, which in my case will be basically the nurturing sequence when someone first enters my list. I could do category three, and the third category will be, let's say, paid advertising nurturing sequence. And again, this will be another type of category. So somebody could be like, yeah, I want to see this category. I want to see all the emails that Iran uses in these paid ads. They would search for the category and be able to see the post categorized. So this is important if you're categorizing your content in different ways. Obviously, you can, depending on what your niche is, you can categorize things. If you're doing real estate, you can categorize, for example, commercial properties, real estate properties, okay? Not real estate, residential properties as an example. Shopping malls, okay? That will be an example of how you could categorize different posts if they're on different topics, okay? If I am categorizing things to do with entrepreneurship, for example, then I could or let's just say, let's pick something different than to business. Let's say I'm doing something which is to do with health or something like that. So let's say I'm doing vegan meal plans, for example, or vegan blogs, and the next one will be vegetarian, and then the next one will be non-vegetarian, non-vegan, just normal, right? So there'll be another way that you could categorize. So this is where you would categorize or choose what category it goes into, and you would categorize it here. The next thing you've got is the blog layout. Now the blog layout is basically what does thing look like when somebody first arrives at the blog. Now this is where it could get a little bit confusing. You'll see here it says blog content, but I want you to pay attention here. This component will be replaced by the blog content. Do not remove it. So this one is basically the blog homepage. What do you want it to look like, right? And what it means is that you can add at the bottom of every single blog, by default, it's going to have your subscription. Now this is important because let's just say I'm creating a blog post. Let's just say I'm creating a blog post. What's going to happen with this blog post? I don't want to have to add the subscribe necessarily in every single one of them. I want it to be basically be by default. Now, if you look here, I cannot actually, this particular section, this is where it's going to be by default. Now, what I mean by default, let's just see if I can do a preview. I'm just going to go to this blog because the domain name here is already ready to go. So you'll notice the blog layout. This is where you're going to kind of see what every blog is going to look like. So the blog content will be in the middle. And if I want to add something below it, like this, I can actually add some sort of a form. So in this case, I could do a form for them to sign up for the email list or something along these lines. And that's something that I can actually do. And on every single blog, this will basically appear. So this is just one way to organize your content in a way that it's consistent. So every blog has the same call to action at the end, okay? So you'll see on this page, this is like the introduction to the blog. Now, here also what I can do is I can put a section, for example, below it, and you will see, for example, this thing right here. So blog post listing, and what it will do, it will basically list various blogs. Okay, that's option number one. And it will pull information from the blog post. So again, understand the difference between posts and pages. So I'm in pages. So the blog post will dynamically be pulled to the listing, right? To the blog page. Now let's look at the difference. Latest blog post. Again, this is going to just pull the blog post as well. And then if I was to now save changes and preview it, just see what that looks like. And then let me just go back and see what blog posts I have. So you'll notice that I basically created 3 blog posts just as a demo for just demo purposes. And you'll see that basically as soon as I created them, when I look at the homepage, this automatically, the information that I put gets pulled in here. So what it means is that when I go to pages and I click on homepage, you will notice that when I have this information here, it basically automatically pulls it. Even though you're seeing a picture and stuff like that, this is not what you're going to see. It's going to pull the dynamic content that I have set up basically. I can also click here and then do the same styling like everything else and make it, let's say, medium like this, or even small. Click on save, go back here, refresh, and then you'll notice that the blogs is going to be smaller. Now, if I then click on one of these, it will take me to the actual blog. Now, this blog, I didn't actually set anything up, but this is just to show you a little bit about what it could look like. So understand again the hierarchy, okay? So if I click on this is a blog post, okay? If I click on this, it will take me back to the blog of systeme.io, okay? So, or this is the category, right? This is then the blog, that's the blog, right? And again, I know it's a little bit confusing. I could have here, think of it this way. I could have, for example, this is not a good way to look at it. I could have a category. I'll give you like a really good example. I could do another blog and basically this will be podcasts, right? And that'll be a really good category. And then let's go back. There you go. This one, okay? So this could be podcasts. I could take literally all my podcasts and put it there, for example. And it's just a good way to organize it. So podcasts, blogs, YouTube videos, newsletters, any of those things can be basically optimized that way, okay? So there you go. I just wanted to share it with you. I know it could be a little bit confusing, okay? But once you get the hang of it on the hierarchy of the pages, it will make sense, okay? So just to recap, if you can think about a blog as an actual topic, and then you have pages, which is like the 3-4 pages like you would in a website, about, contact, homepage, and the blog post is the running record of content, which you can have dozens or even hundreds of blog posts. And categories is how you can basically segment the different posts into different buckets of information, okay? So there you go, play around with it. Let me know how you go. If you have any questions, leave a comment. Let me know if you want another tutorial, something like that. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks a lot for watching this tutorial. I really appreciate it. So if you have not used Systeme or haven't tested it out, you can actually create a free account. You're missing out big time. It is a great software. And all you gotta do is go to aranbukai.com/SIO. That will take you to the Systeme page. You enter your email, you create a free account, take it to a test drive. And when you feel confident, like you're ready to go and this is a good tool, the pricing is simply $27 a month, or you can also get $197 a year, which is pricing is not available on their website, but I have a special link for that if you want to take advantage of it. It's actually 10 times cheaper than the bigger competitors and so on, and it's a really good plan. So if you want to check it out, go to aranbukai.com/SIO and let me know once you had a bit of a look around. That's about it. If you have any other questions or tutorials that you'd like me to make on Systeme.io, definitely let me know. Leave a comment below. I will do my best to get back to you as soon as possible. And that's about it. Thanks, and I'll speak to you soon.